Right, well guys, I'll try and make this short, lot to cover. I'll come to this elephant in the room in a moment. In fact, no, we'll start with this now. This is the next project. Anybody who's been in the crawler hobby for a while will recognise this puppy. This is a Proline GMC Top Kick show. They've been discontinued for a while. I've had this for absolutely ages. This is... I'm jumping about for a second, so just bear with me. There's a washer in the background. I'll come to that also in a moment. Right, so this is part of the swap around that I've been doing. This is it's all aftermarket SCX10, original SCX10 upgrade, making it an all Chinesium SCX10 with the Buffalo G-made body. Now, it had these wheels and them wheels and these axles and them axles. It's been many cars, but now it is finally, other than the shockers, fixed. I'll come to that again in a moment. They're like 4 King shocks. It's got like King shocks on, but I don't know if it's because they've not got any oil on, but they keep sticking at the top. I have to sort of clunk them down. Right, now, it had the 2.2s on that were on, well, it had these on it, and they're quite big. They're bigger than 1.9s obviously, because even with the lowest of the profile tires you can find for these, they're still bigger than 1.9s. So it's sat high, and I put some new drive shafts on it, which the pinion angles were too sharp and it wouldn't work, so I had to lower it. And oh, that's right, yes, I'm getting ahead of myself. I moved the axles from this onto that, and I put the brand new axles that I bought that I had to strip and remanufacture on this. So we'll get to that. Right, now I painted them. I was going to paint them entirely black, but I decided that the anodized aluminium parts is really dark. On the older ones on my Land Rover, it's like it's not titanium, it's not silver, it's sort of in between. Whereas this is dark, it's like a gunmetal grey. Some parts of it were painted, some parts of it were anodised. So like that part there, that's anodised, but it's black, you can see the difference. So I just painted the pumpkins on the back. It's just a pumpkin. The end covers were, what was it, a pumpkin cover? I can't remember what their real proper name is. They were already painted red, so I left them red. Now the end pieces, the knuckles and the C-hubs were painted, as well the steering linkage. Now I've left some bits grey, painted some bits black, so that it's got some differences in the colour. Now I quite like that now, especially now as with those axles, the pinion gears where the pinion angles were supposed to be are where they were supposed to be, so it screwed up the drive shaft. Well, now it's completely free, so I just need to put some oil in these shocks, and this puppy is good to go. Now with the smaller wheels and at the lower angle, it definitely looks more stock. Now I like that. Other than maybe painting the wheels black, this puppy is done. I got some niggles, like some electronics to fit and upgrade, and oh, I've not missing. And yeah, that is now done. Now, so this, like I said, is the next project. Now, these are the axles that were on that. They are too wide for this. They're going to be good for a 6th scale, but they're not strong enough for a 6th scale. So there lies my problem. I have just had my birthday today, and I have some cash to spend. So I don't know whether to buy bits to make up a chassis, because I have some chassis rails and I have some bits and bats, but I've priced it up. You can buy a full chassis for about 110 quid. I found a chassis on eBay. It's like a full chassis with wheels and motor. You just need to put the electronics and a body on for £110. It's going to cost about 80 to get the bits up to a chassis. So I feel just buying a new chassis, then I've no modifying, I've no manufacturing, it will just work. Except it won't be long enough, because this body's for an E-Max. As you can see, it is almost the same length as that chassis. So I've ordered the chassis rails for a 6x6, which you get the extra pieces in that I've made myself. So I'm going to use that to make the chassis as long as this. So literally all I might have to do is extend the drive shaft and extend the links on the back. So I can handle that. Yeah, I'm late to the party. I am painting this to look like Ironhide. I've had this 5 or 6 years now. Everybody was doing them then, and I'm like, I'm going to do everything to colour. But as you can see, most of my RCs are black or have black on them. So I don't see a problem why I should paint another truck black. It's within my brand almost. So this little puppy, take these crappy rally wheels out the back. Probably pick up trucks. It's good at storing things in, like the real ones. Right, let's just move these. And we'll tip her up. Now these wheels were on that originally. So I know these wheels with hex extenders fit on these axles. Now, the only problem with that now is it's perfectly working. It's all connected. Now it's a servo on axle set up. I don't need to worry about, if you remember, if anyone's seen the running video, it was doing this when I was steering, because I had the steering servo on chassis. I didn't have the engineering know-how to make that work, so I thought this was the easiest option. I have the axles. This is an easy setup to do. Now, these wheels fit this beautifully. They are the perfect size for this. Now, I may even, because I put the new shockers on the Chevy, these shockers, which are already refitted with 50 weight oil, although some of them have leaked a little, so I don't know if they're fully oiled, but they are stiffer and more damped than these, so I may swap the shockers on this. Now this has one of these gearboxes in it at the moment, so I've got the Fusion SE on this. I don't know if I told anybody that. Now these axles have a solid, what's that, the pinion gear on these, they do a full solid aluminium one. It's just like a locker spool, is it? Anyway, they're just solid, so these should be able to take a bit of punishment. I don't know about the drive shafts because they're sort of hand extended by me, but I need to make new links because the axles are now at the wrong. Start back a little, start forward a little, so I just need to shorten it a little bit, and these links can then go back on these axles, and God knows what I'm going to do with them. So there you go. Oh yes, hang on, bear with me. I have more. Right, so I thought my daughter wanted her old car back, but as I said in the last video, she went, pink body, a bit grown up for that now, Dad. Alright, fair enough. Now, this truck has had this body shell on it before. If anybody recognises it, I don't know how it's coming out on the camera being clear. I painted it yellow. It has been on a slightly extended, although I think it might fit straight on this. It had Traxxas body mounts, but that's by the by. I had this body on this chassis. I made like a little stadium truck out of it, a little truggy. It looked the part, so I know I could just fit that straight on. So it's a Proline Dodge Ram 1500 from 90s, early 90s. It's been discontinued for even longer than the Top Kick. And here we go with another discontinued body shell. Just bear with me for a moment. Here we go, yet another discontinued Proline body shell. This is the Proline Desert Rat for the Slash, for the Traxxas Slash. I bought this. This was originally intended for this chassis. I was going to build myself another short course truck. Then I came across the Polo body and used the chassis that was supposed to go under this, under that, and it just got sort of shelved. Now, I've had this before. I also have this one, which this is another Proline Dodge Ram, but this is a short course version. I've had this on my E-Max. I didn't cut the wheel arches, they were huge like that before. I had it on a 1/8 truggy and it had big wheels. I also own the truggy that this used to be on. So yes, it was, I had one of these body shells. It was black and yellow on here, and then it went across here. The roof was yellow, came down the front and round the hood. So that bit was yellow and down sides. This bit was black, and it had the Mad Max decals on. And I let that go, and I've regretted it ever since. So I'm going to paint it up like that. I am definitely going to paint it like that. And she'll either want it or I'll have to find a chassis for it, but that is going to happen definitely now. That's pretty much everything I've got going on right now. My daughter's moving house, and it certainly dawned on her that the bedding she will be putting on the bed tonight needed washing, which is why the washer's wearing away. So I feel I have some bigger wheels to go on this, so I think if she wants this body shell, I'll extend the chassis, because the wheelbase should be the same for both these shells, are both for short course trucks, which are all pretty standard size. So that is what's going on. I think I'm going to just get a new chassis for that, because the wheels that on those other axles you showed, they're too big. I need a 1.9 wheel for that. Ironically, they're sort of too small. So that is what's going on. Yeah, so I've got 2 trucks fixed with just little tweaks to be made, but they're both sort of ready to go with the tweaks done. Making new links is a simple job, but it's faffy to do, if that makes any sense. Swapping the links for shorter ones is easy. Making the links the right size is the faffy bit. So that's all I need to do to get that one working. That is then finished. I was going to find some blue wheels for it, because the original Ken Block truck that this is based on had blue wheels. I'm not going to do that. I like the black wheels. They fit this perfectly, and it drove really nice, so this is going to work really well, I feel. Right, I'm going to call that a day because somebody's ringing me. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.